Rebel Walk Post Game Report. What's going on, y'all? I'm Dalen Flower. So good to see you. Ole Miss defeats number 13 Oklahoma 34-26 in Norman. A grit and grind SEC football game. A little bit of dirty weather earlier throughout the day, but it kind of lightened up as the game got going. But how about it? The Rebels take care of business here in Norman against the number one defense in the country, and they needed it. Ole Miss, really came into this game searching for a big win. That heartbreaking loss against Georgia last weekend really took a toll on this team this week, and they really didn't want to have that same feeling coming into this game, and they didn't allow it to happen. Ole Miss played a four-quarter game. That third quarter was a little bit of a scare for Ole Miss fans, but Trinidad Chambers came through. This Ole Miss defense stepped up really big today too, and those were the key factors. I thought that Trinidad Chambers had a lot of great moments with his arms, but his legs were key, especially on third down today. And I don't want to take away from Kewan Lacey as well. 2 touchdowns on the ground, and he delivered moment after moment for Ole Miss as he's done this season, breaking tackles, finding the end zone, and a lot of his tight ends, Trace Bruckler, Daquan Wright, Luke Hass, finding the blocks to make him open as well. Shout out to those guys, and Trace Bruckler for hauling in his first touchdown of the season. Another great game for the Ole Miss offensive line. They've done fantastic. Georgia, Oklahoma on the road, only 1 sack. You got to give them props. You got to give John Garrison and his group props. They've done a fantastic job. And another, shout out to this wide receiver core. I thought Deshaun Strickland had another really good game. Daquan Wright, obviously, as well. But, Harrison Wallace, Dukes Alexander, Caden Lee, only a few catches from Caden Lee, but they were really big. And shout out Winston Watkins. I think only had 4 catches. Every single one of those 4 catches were huge. Put Ole Miss in great position to do something scoring-wise. So shout out to Winston Watkins on his performance today. The Ole Miss defense, Princewell, Mama Yellen, that's what you've been waiting on if you're an Ole Miss fan. He signed up, he delivered, and that is what you need if you're an Ole Miss fan. To see this defensive front, see these edge rushers, build a little confidence, build a little momentum moving forward. That's what they did. Santerian Perkins was also in that backfield, doing a lot of damage against John Mateer, and even Jamarius Brown, pulling the strings, and Will Uckers helping out on that safety down there for Ole Miss in the defense. I thought the linebackers did it well as well today. They struggled against Georgia, but I think the presence of Andrew Jones is really needed for Ole Miss today. You haven't seen him much this season. You saw him in a few drives last week against Georgia, and he was key in those moments. I mean, he played some big tackles, and he was all over the field today as well. And Kapina Gushkin, I know he got beat early against Isaiah Satangi, but he didn't let that phase him, and he played really well. A much-needed win for Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. A statement win, a resume win to continue building the college football resume that they need to get into the playoffs at the end of the season. They did a fine dandy job here against Oklahoma. This is Oklahoma team that John Mateer, before he was injured, was rolling, and, one of the Heisman favorites, the number 1 total defense in the country. They were effective in the red zone this season. The Ole Miss defense really stepped up. You have to give Pete Golding and his staff props for turning around what was an abysmal performance against Georgia last weekend. So you have to give the Ole Miss defense props.